Hi, and this is Funny Minds, and I am your host, Lynn B, and this is my co-host, Edward Biss. And Eddie is going to introduce who we have on our show today.
How are we doing?
We're doing great. How are you
We
guys?
have a special guest. This is very special for me because today we are featuring Miss April Tyner of Trinity Ragdolls. And April is basically a breeder of ragdolls, beautiful, gorgeous ragdolls, who I actually have one now of her litters in Little Savannah. And we wanted to have April on because these cats are so, amazing in many different ways, and they're very unique. And we wanted to shed some light on the cats themselves, the breeding, what you do, April, how you got started, and where you're at now, and where you see yourself in the future. So go ahead and give us a little bit of, where you came from, how you got into this, and take us through the journey.
She's so cute.
I know.
Is that your cat,
Savannah's
April?
sister, yes.
Savannah's sister.
Savannah's sister. Okay.
Yeah.
So I started breeding in 1997,
Oh,
and I started, yes. So I watched an HGTV show that they showed the ragdolls, and I fell in love because they're just so sweet.
Listen, unless you don't have a soul,
Right.
you
Right.
you can't look at one of them and not fall in love. It's just impossible.
And they want to be with you, which normal cats, they don't. So my husband was like, no, I don't want a cat. And they're just, they just scratch you and run off. They're so like, well, I watched the show and this cat is amazing. So we got our first one and fell in love. His name was Bo. He followed us around. He was a great cat. So then I was like, maybe I want to start breeding. And so that's how it started. And I bred for probably 5 or 6 years, and then had 3 boys in the process. Ran out of room, so I'm like, okay, I can't give all my attention to my cats, so let me take a break. So now the boys are grown, and I've been breeding probably another 5 years. I started again. Then I started showing. I wasn't showing 25 years ago, but I started showing, which taught me a lot, like about the breed, how they're supposed to look and act. So, and that's pretty much it. So.
Where do you show the cats? Where do you go?
The farthest I've been is Texas. I'm going to a South Carolina show in a couple weeks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I show a lot in Clearwater. I've been over there, and Jekyll Island in Georgia. Just it's mostly
Now,
shows.
these events that you show at, I would assume they're pretty big. As far as, because the ragdolls have really gone through the roof as far as popularity now that people have access and see, and more breeders.
There's a lot of breeders in Florida. There are, and you just
definitely in Florida.
Yeah.
Are there a lot for ragdolls? Specifically, there are.
But you have to be careful. There's a lot of like backyard breeders. If you find one. So just if somebody wants to get a cat, they need to make sure they do their research.
Yeah.
Don't just.
Without a doubt, you can't stress that enough. That's for any animal, but if there's a specific animal, like a specific breed, like a ragdoll, you have to do your due diligence to see who you're dealing with. And also on the flip side, the breeder, if it's a quality breeder, they're going to do the same thing. They're going to look at you as a potential customer as to like, who am I doing business with, and where's this cat going?
Exactly.
Are you going to be a good fit for a home for one of my cats?
Exactly.
So,
well, the shows that you go to, is it almost like, the big show that they have in New York for the dogs, where you have all these judges that are
like Best in Show?
Yeah, judging a lot of different things.
They do Best in Show, but
whatever.
Cat shows are nothing like dog shows.
Oh, okay.
You take your cat to a ring and you put him in a cage, and there's 6 judges a day, and each judge judges the cats. So every judge could have a different opinion. So, and there's best of cat, and so it's fun. So
it's got the whole breakdown of best of
color, best of, so, but it just helps me learn what they want. So I'll take two girls, like, I'm like, okay, which one do they like better? And then I'll show the one that gets more, but sometimes it's half, so it doesn't help me. I'm like, okay, well, that's not helping. You like them both, so, but
So have you won medals for your cats
we get
or
ribbons. Yeah,
you get ribbons?
I have a boy he was the 21st best ragdoll last year in the United States. Yeah. So
Wow, that's great.
yeah. So
So this is really good marketing for you too,
yeah,
to go to the shows.
it is, because then people, that's what I would recommend. If you want one, go to the show. That way you see the breeders and know that they're real people and they're not somebody stealing pictures and trying to scam you. So yeah. So I've
Well,
sold kittens from that. Yeah.
we took a different approach with April, and we invited her and her husband and her son out to Motley Crue show in Daytona. I was like, listen, if she shows up, she's the breeder for us. And in the rain, in the horrible weather, they showed up.
Oh, wow.
And not only that, her son, who just turned what?
He'll be 18 in October. Yeah.
And he
Okay.
just graduated, correct?
He'll graduate he's a senior this year.
Okay, so he's gonna be a senior. He's he's a guitarist and loves Motley Crue.
Oh.
He loves electric guitar. Yeah. It's so funny.
That was it. I was like, done. If there was ever, I mean, it was already done, really, but if there was ever a doubt,
yeah,
cleared up that night. And your poor husband had this look on his face like, man, the things I do for you.
Exactly.
But that's awesome. And it was a great time, and we really appreciate you guys coming out. But
oh yeah, Riley was gonna go with it if I win or not. He's like, I'm going.
Oh yeah.
He's like,
there was no holding him back.
Yeah, he really liked that a lot. So,
but I have to say, as being an owner now, they are every bit as advertised in regards to their looks, their temperament, how well they get along with other animals.
Yes,
I mean, Savannah with Duchess is BFF, bubbles and hearts, and you've seen all the videos and stuff we've sent.
Yeah.
And we couldn't be happier.
He sent me like a number of videos and pictures, and I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute, this cat is huge. It's supposed to be a kitten. How did it get to be so huge? And then I fly down here the other day, and the first thing I do is look at the cat, and I'm like, wait a minute. This doesn't look like the cat you sent pictures of. The pictures made her look like she was a full-grown cat, and here's this little thing. Oh my God, she's so beautiful. She's so so playful too.
Yeah,
she's really a lot of fun. She really is.
She's a powder puff, and for some reason, she loves the bathroom. She hears the bathroom door, she comes tearing, and she gets in the bathroom like she's entered a new realm. And she starts running around trying to get in the bathtub and behind the toilet. I mean, she just loves the bathroom. So when we go to the bathroom, when we open the door, we know that's like
she's running in
hot. Like I'll hear my wife saying, "Coming in hot," and she poof, comes flying in. And you just let her go.
Yeah, that's funny.
So do you use a lot of different males or female? Like, how do you do your breeding?
I have actually I have a friend. She lives in Daytona, and she's been doing it. It's funny. The story's funny. She started breeding back when I had my first cattery, because I changed names, because back 25 years ago it was Rips Rags. So she came and bought kittens from me at that time. So then when I decided to breed again, I reached out, and I'd forgotten who it was, because 3 kids, you forget your brain. So
really,
I'm like,
brain's gone.
So I emailed, and then my husband, because he didn't actually have kids, he said, that's Rachel from Sunny Shores. And I'm like, what? I'm like, oh yeah, she bought 3 girls from me and helped me with my website back in the day. So I got kittens from her. So she has males that we switch around, it's easier. That way you don't have to worry about inbreeding, because you have all different males. We have males from Poland, Italy, and
I think isn't that with most breeders where you run into issues is when they start to inbreed. obviously.
Well, with
That's when all
anything, humans
That's when
too.
all the
Well,
health,
yeah,
exactly. That's when all the health
right?
problems happen. Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah. A little cuckoo. My daughter had a corgi, and they went to pick the corgi up, and it was in Pennsylvania, and it was late at night, and they thought they were walking into like a horror movie. They thought the chainsaw was coming out any minute, and but they looked at the dog, and how could they say no? She was
I
this cute
know.
little corgi pup. But yeah, she did. I think she was inbred. She did have a lot of problems. She's a little nutsy, but
Yeah.
cute, adorable thing. But I
They
said,
fully
you
ignored
got
the
to be a
banjo music.
little bit more particular in what
Mhm.
you're doing.
Yes, you do. For
Who's
So-
that
sure.
one there?
He is only, he's 12 weeks. He's actually going home tomorrow.
Oh,
a little
my
boy.
God,
Yeah.
pretty face.
Now, are they all basically the same color? They're all white with like maybe black or gray?
Well, they're born pure white, and it
Okay.
takes them 3 to 4 years. So Savannah, her color is going to keep getting darker and darker and darker.
Yeah, they
Oh,
said
it
about 3,
is?
4 years. Yeah.
Mhm. Yes, she's going to look like, if I could get my assistant to get me one of my dark colored ones. My husband.
Your assistant.
Wait,
Oh
where's my
my God.
assistant?
I'll
Uh-oh.
grab
You're
my,
gonna
I'll
have a
show
little
you what
serious
Savannah
day with that
Oh,
one.
yeah, you have some really big things to make up for now. On national TV, you're calling him your assistant.
oh no, he's a good guy.
Oh, believe me, after the trek to Daytona to
Yeah,
see us,
right.
that was it.
And he's a good guy.
So happy
What a
wife,
badass
happy
guy.
life, right? So here's one of my showgirls.
Oh, look, it looks like
my
a little bit of like like,
She has tabby in her, so she's called a lynx.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's a lynx. She's the same color as Savannah, but she has the stripes.
Yeah.
So
and they
yeah,
all have blue eyes because I
all of
know
them have blue eyes. Yep.
okay, yeah, because the other one, that's beautiful. She's got like a mocha color in the back.
Yes. Yep.
Oh,
Yeah,
look
she's
at
only a
that.
year old. She's only a year. She's going to the show with me in a couple weeks. So
Oh, okay.
mhm. She does pretty
What
good.
a look at the head on her.
And
Yeah.
they do get very big. They do.
Yeah.
I had a
She's
client
Yeah.
that all of a sudden one day I saw, they had an office in their house, and that's where I went. I didn't want to go to the business. And all of a sudden, out of the corner of my eye, I see this big white thing, and I'm like, "What the heck is that?" And it was a cat. So then I asked her later on. She says, "Oh, that's my ragdoll cat," and she picked it up, and the thing just went like limp in her arms, and
Yeah.
it was like, so beautiful. So when
Oh.
Eddie said ragdoll, I'm like, "Oh, I saw one of those years ago. They're so."
Now,
You
this is
know?
what Savannah, she's going to look more like this with the dark.
Oh wow.
Oh, that's good. Oh, she's gonna look beautiful with that. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is cool coloring. on the face.
That's like a raccoon. Raccoon eyes.
Oh,
Yes.
well, it goes
Yes.
from the,
The
it gets
crown.
light and then it gets a little darker
Mhm.
on the edge. Which
Yeah,
is
because you
super
can see how light he is, but he'll
Yeah.
get
I
dark.
know,
Yeah.
look it.
So that's why I love getting
It's like
pictures.
a way
of-
before and after.
Now,
picture.
how old
Yes.
is that little one?
He is 12 weeks.
12
He's 12
weeks.
weeks
12
old.
weeks.
And
Okay.
then the
Savannah-
girl I showed you, she's a year and a half. So,
Okay.
they're
They're so
still.
cute. But even on the screen here, at 14 weeks, it still looks bigger than what they really are.
I think
I
there's a lot of fluff.
Yeah,
Powder puff.
it's like, let's do exercise. Let's bend you in different ways.
Well, I'll tell you what, April, my wife couldn't be any happier because my Cavalier is just mine. It just
Yeah.
there's no way out. She's
Right.
just attached to my
You're her
soul.
person. Yes.
This is what it is. And so Savannah has taken to my wife,
Oh, good.
but yet the dog and the cat sleep together. They do everything together. But when it's time, the dog comes to me and the cat goes to her.
Oh, that's
And she
perfect.
was busting in last night. It's like, that just might be yours, but Savannah's gonna be
Because
mine.
we have the camera in the room when we're gone, so we're watching
Right.
and we can see
Oh.
her. And she's on my wife's pillow, she's on
Oh.
her side of the bed, and I'm like,
That's sweet.
listen, it's all good. She's
That's
so
perfect.
gorgeous.
Yes. I know.
And
And you
so
picked her
sweet.
out. She was only, what was she, 4 or 5 weeks old? So
Yeah.
that's when Eddie saw her the first time. She was little.
Well, he told me like, oh my God, what was it? 8 months ago. 8 months ago, he's like, I'm getting a ragdoll cat. And I'm like, you what? And then,
I was like, yes, once I
so
find a
he
breeder.
knew. Yeah, he said, I have to find a breeder. I'm like, oh my God, you need to buy a farm. You know, he has so many animals
Well,
now.
I love that because he knows how to take care. He loves his animals, and that's what we
Oh,
like.
he
Oh
does.
God, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Yes, I
'Cause-
can attest to that.
Yeah. Yeah, I knew that talking to him for the first time. So I was like, yep.
Now,
You can have like
are you very particular in the people, like when people come to see you or talk to you about, buying one of your cats? Have you ever refused a person? Like, do you get a
I
feeling about somebody or?
I usually get a feeling right away. So then I kind of
Okay.
just don't have anything available for them.
Like a gut feeling.
Yeah. And I'm like,
Yeah.
this person's, and I have sold kittens to people where I was like, dang it, should have listened to that voice, that little voice in your
Oh,
head.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, gotta follow your
But,
gut. Yeah.
so, but yeah, so some
I would
people,
have to think that's a challenge for any
well,
breeder in
With any type of an
with
animal. Yeah.
anything is who you
well,
do
it's hard
business
when
with.
people have never had an animal. So that's the red flag there. Have you ever had a cat? No. You ever had a pet? No. So it's like they don't think that these are living beings that play and they
Right.
want, I had one person complain that they played too much. I'm like, okay, it's a kitten.
It plays too much.
She thinks was gonna sit in a room and read a book.
I'm like, do you need a stuffed animal? Because this is so,
That's funny.
I
Yeah,
know.
you see the cat in this little easy chair, with
Right.
glasses.
I mean, what kind of research
Smoke a
did you
cigar
do?
in
With
Yeah.
a monocle. Yes, I'll have a scotch. No, but they are so like she is so beyond playful.
Hmm.
Even with she had the eye boogies and all that stuff, but
Yeah.
she is out of control playful.
Oh yeah, she is.
And you were very correct with the chicken treats.
I told you that's like,
She actually bit me by accident, obviously, because I was holding, and she couldn't see, and but my God, she tore through those things, and I was like, no, she wasn't lying when she said she likes it.
like crack for them. Yes, I throw it on. It's like chickens. They're like, "Wah!" They come.
It's like yeah.
Is she allowed to have, like, if you have chop up, fresh chicken you cook, can they have that?
Yeah, they can have that
Yeah, I used to give that to my cat.
if she'll eat it. Because I remember trying to feed them like the freshest, best food, and they're like, no,
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
they don't like that. They like they're like
Oh.
us. They like the junk food. So
Well, that's true.
You're right.
My cat used to open the door to the treat that knew which cabinet the treats were in.
yeah.
And she'd take her paw and she'd open it. And that little bugger would take one of the bags and run. She
Ah,
would run because then she would just get at it and try
she
and open it.
knew.
Oh, she was a little
Exactly.
monster, yeah. But when I used to cut up the chicken, she'd just sit there and she knew, oh, I'm just gonna be so good because any minute that bowl is gonna come down and I'm gonna have a
Getting
treat.
some chicken. Yeah. Aw. Yeah.
Wow, good. Josie's the only one over the course of time that has developed a habit of if you buy lunch meat,
Mhm.
someone gave her lunch meat. So now
Not
if you
me,
get
not
lunch
me,
meat,
honey,
no,
not me.
I don't know who it is, but if she hears the crackling, if you have lunch meat and you're making a sandwich and she hears
Yeah.
that paper, she's
She
right
comes
there
running.
meowing because she wants lunch meat. Doesn't turkey, ham doesn't matter. And I'm like, when did this start? But they all have their own little quirks.
They
But
do.
I did it to my daughter. I got her, I went and rescued a tuxedo for her because
Oh,
her baby had to leave this world. So I
yeah.
got her a tuxedo. So from day one, I was, when she was old enough, that cat ate salad. She ate everything. Chinese
Really?
noodles, you name it.
Oh
That
my
cat
gosh.
would eat
it's a
anything.
vegan cat.
It's crazy.
I mean, lettuce, that's crazy.
He was funny.
April, you want to watch some funny comedy? Watch
Yeah.
Joe Rogan do his comedy skit on vegan cats.
Oh,
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
does
It's
he have,
hilarious.
I thought I heard he had a rag doll.
Well, that's what it is. He was
Okay.
discussing in his show about how great rag dolls are and his daughters. He's got a couple of them and they just lay there. And then he goes off into how the cat community came after him about something. And then he started looking at all the hashtags and it was like hashtag vegan cat. you know. Then he discovered all these people that literally would put their cat on vegan diets, and the poor cats. He's joking. He's doing comedy, and he's
Yeah.
talking about the cats are like starving. They're like, please,
Yes.
Give me
I don't want a
food.
salad. You know, it was so
Give me some
funny.
meat. Yeah.
They are, and you know, they're ragdolls and they're beautiful, but they're every bit the cat, and they love their food. They love their treats. She
They
eats
love
really
their
well.
food. Ragdolls love food. I mean, I don't know,
She eats
Savannah,
really
she
well.
loves her food. Yes. Because she
She
was
likes her
always
treats. She
right
likes her
there.
food. She
Yeah.
tells you when she wants to play. I mean, she's
Yeah.
really good.
Now
So
there's
how big do rag dolls really get? Like pound wise? Like
the males can get up to 20 pounds.
oh,
And
Wow.
all right. Wow,
Yeah.
that's a lot.
Wow.
so then
Beautiful.
females, you know, 8 to 12, just depending.
8 to 12.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So, but
Okay,
they're
so
really
you
smart. They're smart. You can teach her tricks. You can teach
Well,
her.
we
I have a
plan on
client.
it. I'm gonna teach
Yeah.
her how to feed my beta fish.
oh no, I don't think so. She'll eat your beta fish. I taught my daughter's tuxedo how to give paw. I'm not lying to you.
I believe it. I've
That
seen.
cat would give
Yep.
paw for a treat. That
Mhm.
cat would do anything for treats.
Yes.
So you
That chick
I can
chicken.
teach her
that-
Japanese for these
Yeah.
chicken treats. She'll learn Japanese. Like she likes it that much.
Yes.
But no, we plan on we want to get her a harness. We had a hard time because she's too small right now.
Yeah. When it
To
doesn't fit.
find something that would be comfortable to fit her. So as she gets a little older, we want to be able to take her out on walks with Duchess and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Oh, that would be
Is
so
that
cool.
okay to do?
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
she's got to be flea treated and stuff too. We
Yeah.
can't do that yet. So
Yeah.
once she's ready, we definitely want to do that. And they will do that.
They
Oh,
will. Yeah.
They
They're
want to be.
amazing.
She's like Duchess. She just wants to be with you no matter where you go, no matter what you do. Doesn't
Yep.
matter.
oh, that's interesting. That's very.
Mhm.
What other type of traits do they have?
I just feed chicken. I mean, I know at the show I've seen other breeders, the little Temptations. I can't remember Frisky.
Oh yeah, we have
Yeah.
those.
But you know, the chicken, it's like the raw, it's dehydrated raw food. So
I
it's
Oh,
good
know.
for them. So
So
okay.
what kind of tricks have you been able to teach yours?
none.
No.
No juggling fire?
No.
Well,
Ice skating? No?
how about clients? Have clients sent you any pictures of
Yes.
tricks?
I had one client, her cat can sit up, give paw, jump up on the cat. I mean, she sends me video and it's just amazing.
That's
I'm like,
awesome.
That's great. I think that's great. You got
and
to
they
teach
play
her how to
fetch
give
too.
paw.
You'll have to, they will play fetch. So
Oh, well, no, she already does that.
yeah, see, it
She
just
already
comes
does
with them.
that. The
They're
funny
like,
thing is that she does it with the dog's ball, which is bigger than her. So she tries to grab like a portion of it to bring it back, and she's dragging it. It's like an hour endeavor. She's worn out by one
yeah, by
round.
the time
She's done.
How does she do with the birds? Has she seen your birds yet?
You know, I'll tell you what, and I mentioned this to my wife because of the fact that the birds are in the room with us, and she's spending 2 weeks in the room with us and Duchess.
Yeah.
She doesn't care about the birds. Like
Yeah.
she did it first. She noticed them and she used to watch them, but now they're just background noise to her,
Yeah.
and she doesn't care. Like she
Yeah.
doesn't hyper focus on them.
That's good.
And I figured that would be the case. The
Yeah.
other cats, the birds were introduced, and the cats were already a little older.
Mhm.
So
Right.
they looked at the birds like, "Oh, just please get out of the cage."
Yeah, yummy.
Yes.
You're
But
yummy.
she's not like that.
Licking her
She looks
lips.
at them
Yeah.
and she doesn't even care.
But what
She's like,
about when she gets older? Do you think that
Well, I
she
think they
would
have a natural instinct, but the bottom
know,
line
they
is
should.
these are finches and they don't come out of the cage anyway.
Yeah.
So it's not like I have a bird that I put on my shoulder and I have to
Right.
worry about it. These finches stay in the cage.
Yeah, but it might be like, Sylvester trying to figure it
that's
out,
only- at
figuring
that
out
point-
ways to get it
At
tweeted,
that point, it's just mental torture. She's
They're
just
very
torturing.
smart. Don't let her open that cage.
Oh yeah, they're like kids. They know it all. They
There's a
figure
will,
out
there's
every
a
way.
way.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
No,
Exactly.
she honestly, April, she does not care about birds.
That's
She
good.
plays more with Duchess, and she just likes to play.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is Duchess likes to wake me up and clean my face every morning. Well, she did that with her.
Oh no.
Duchess gave her the look like, That's my face.
Wait, that's a little
He's like,
sandpaper.
excuse me. Yeah.
Well, it was sandpaper on my nose. So now she'll just like when I wake up, Duchess comes over and lays on my chest and does it, and then Savannah just lays next to my shoulder and just looks at me.
It's like,
I'm like,
okay.
all right, you go ahead, look as clean as face, do your thing. I don't want to bother you.
Yeah, right. Yeah, they have a communication. Yes. Duchess is like, back off. Back off.
April,
Yes.
let's tell everybody where they can find you to see your site, to see what you've done, to see everything. Where would
Well,
you direct people?
I have a website. How did you find me? Just curious. How did you
I
find me?
went on cutest ragdolls.com. No, I'm joking. I don't
I'm like,
know.
wow.
Honestly, I think I just went on a breeder.
He was really looking for porn sites, and that's what
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
We won't say what he was really
Right?
looking for. Yeah.
And April's like, and I popped up. No, I went on a ragdoll breeder listing thing that narrows it down to people that are kind of legit, that they know of that are legitimate.
Okay.
And then I sent out messages to each one that I thought might be either close enough or whatever. And
Okay.
we hyper focus. There was a couple we ruled out immediately because they just were bonkers. And then we
Yeah.
found April Lynette. We were like, oh, she's for real and she's serious and she's been around a long time, and not a long time, but I'm saying like she's been doing this for quite some time, had a fantastic track record, and the same thing for April. I mean, she looked at us like, what do you got going on? What's going on? Have you had cats? And she knew immediately that she was dealing
Oh,
with
yeah.
a dick that would have, I would have took the whole litter. And the mom, like no, not you, but I'm saying the mom cat, like I would have
Just give me them all.
So what is your website?
It's trinitydolls.com, but I spell my name differently because you had to have a unique. So it's Trinity with an I and dolls with a Z. So
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's where our audience can find you if they want a rag doll. Now, do you if somebody's in another state, will you
I have
send the cat, or do they come and get? You want them to come to get it?
I have a courier that she
Okay.
takes them underneath her seat in the airplane. So yeah, I don't
Okay.
I
Oh, all right. So
area.
no matter where anybody lives, they can hook
Yeah.
up with you, and they can buy a rag doll off of you, and they will not be unhappy because she is the cutest thing. I swear, she really
Absolutely
is.
the best.
So
The best.
April, I'm really happy that we were able to talk to you and
Yes, it was
see
nice
some of your
meeting you.
babies.
Yeah.
And I had a great time speaking with you and learning about, your breeding process, which is kind of important. And I'm sure people like to hear, what goes on in the background.
Right.
So thank you so much for being with us today.
Welcome.
And to my audience, I thank you for being with us, and I hope you enjoyed the show. And don't forget, we are funnyminds.podbean.com, or you can go directly on Spotify and you can see us. And don't forget our two favorite organizations that we're looking for donations for, and that's St. Jude's Children's Hospital and breast cancer. And I am also going to show the audience my book, In the Blink of My Eye by Lynn Biss. This is something that I've planned on for years, and I finally did it. So if anybody has nothing better to do, please read my book. I would love it. And if you're here in Tampa and you feel like laughing a lot, go to Side Splitters, and it's a premier comedy club, and you will have nothing but a great time. So again, I thank you, April, and
thank you.
back to your little cats there. They're so cute.
Thank you.
And maybe
I
in
can't
about
wait to
6
get
months
home to mine.
we'll check in again and see what's
Yeah.
going
Yeah,
on with
we'd love
you.
to do a follow-up down the road
Yeah.
and have you back on and
Sure.
You fill us in on what's new and what's going on and who's new to the family and is your son ready to get on stage with me yet? We'll keep revisiting that.
Don't tempt him. Yeah.
He just has to be prepared.
Yeah.
And he's got to get some eyeliner going.
Right.
Get the whole thing going.
It's
And
funny 'cause
he'll bring them on stage too. So
Well,
Yes.
no, he told me because he met you when you picked up Savannah. He's like, he looked a lot different. I'm like, yes, he did.
A lot different.
A lot different.
A lot more normal.
Yeah.
okay, April,
April,
thank you
thank
so
you.
much for
You're
being
very
with us.
welcome. All right.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.